Hi everyone, Real Fish Talk here. Going to be talking about a game that I recently played on Xbox Game Pass called Dante's Inferno. So this is a game that released back in 2010 on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PlayStation Portable, and at the time I missed it. Uh, it skipped by me, but because it's on Game Pass, I recently was able to download it and play it, and man, am I glad that I did. It's an awesome, awesome game. This is an action game. It has heavy influences by like from the likes of God of War or Devil May Cry. So you basically enter a room and you beat a bunch of enemies and you maybe solve an environmental puzzle and then you fight a boss at the end of the level. So it's that type of game. The real cool thing here is the setting. So the setting is sort of the star of this game. It's based on Dante Alighieri's Divine Comedy. This is an epic poem that he completed in 1321, where he travels through hell, purgatory, and heaven. Right. So we all know kind of what Dante's Inferno is all about. And so this game is him traveling through hell. Pretty cool concept, honestly. The standouts here are the level design. Like the level design is awesome. The character design is awesome. And I'm sure that some of the things that they do here push the hardware of the time of what they were able to do on an Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3. So the levels are really, really cool. There's all sorts of stuff going on. Like you're climbing walls that have the souls of the damned embedded in the walls, and they're squirming around and they're wailing. There are, in the background, there are these huge eruptions of fire or waterfalls of blood. It's really cool. Like everywhere you go in this game, like every section of the game, you're basically just like glued to the background, just seeing what's happening in the environment. So just incredible level design. I'm sure that some of these features make their way into the Souls-like games. So Dark Souls or Bloodborne, things like that. You can see where this is carried over, and it's even in the character designs. So there's lots of different character types, and every single character type introduction, I responded with something along the lines of "ooh, gross," or "oh my god, ugh." So it was really, they really lean into what Dante was writing about in the Inferno. It's really cool. The boss fights are really neat. Some of them are really, really epic. A few of them are meh, like they're not that great. But it's only because of the ones that are really good are really, really good, and the ones that aren't so good just are, they don't live up to that excellent level across the board. Like the fight against Cleopatra in particular is a standout. When you're finishing Lust, pretty cool. So as an action game, it feels really good. It's fast and fluid. There's good movement. There's good action when you're swinging your scythe. But, it's not like 2024 fast and fluid. Again, this is like a 2010 game. So it's a little bit, a little bit behind what you're feeling today. I mean, it's 14 years later. But you basically take a scythe. I mean, it's a weapon that you take from death by killing him in the beginning of the game. That's pretty fun. Pretty good way to start the game. And then you use the scythe, you level it up. There's a skill tree, and the skill tree is pretty cool because you've got basically two sides of the skill tree. One is unholy, where you punish all the souls that you come across, and one is holy, where you absolve all the souls that you come across. And they have two different play styles. Like the holy is more like you have a magic. You basically fire magic crosses at things, so you have a ranged weapon. Unholy, you basically hit things really, really hard with your scythe. So those are the two main sort of weapons paths that you take. I, for example, went completely unholy. I punished everything that I came across. Every enemy was punished. It's awesome. So much fun. I do have a few little nitpicks. Again, some of this is like maybe related to the 2010 limitations. One of the things is 3D camera movement doesn't really exist. There's a lot of platforming here where these environmental puzzles require you to traverse like really complicated environments. And it'd be really nice if you could have a 3D camera that would swing around and let you judge distances. And that doesn't exist. It's more static than that. So a lot of times you're going to enter a room and you'll be like, can I make that jump? Or is there something below me that I can actually land on? And sometimes the answer is no, you cannot make that jump. No, there is nothing below you. And when you fall down, you're just going to fall to your death. So there's a little bit of that gets a little bit annoying, but eventually you can figure it out. You'll die a couple of times traversing the environment, but it's not the end of the world there. And another sort of nitpick here at the end is like they do this weird kind of, I don't know, game design thing where they put a series of skill checks at the end of the game. There's this series of arena battles at the end where you have to do things like stay in the air for 8 seconds or kill enemies using only magic. And that's fine if they were to do that once or twice, but they do that like 10 times. None of these battles take particularly long. You can do them in 2 or 3 or 4 minutes, or some of them maybe take a little bit longer, depending on how you've skilled yourself up and leveled things up. But, again, you spend like an hour at the end of the game, right at the end of the game, doing this skill check. It's kind of a weird place to put that. The good part of it is that when you finish all of this sort of nitpicky detail thing, you go fight Lucifer in a really awesome battle. So that's pretty fun. There's a payoff at the end of the game. Overall, I would give Dante's Inferno a 4 out of 5. A 4.5 out of 5. I highly recommend it, especially if you have Game Pass. It's just available for you. So I finished it in about 8 of 9 hours of gameplay. It's not that long of a game. If you wanted to 100% it and get all of the achievements for it and see everything there is to see, it would require a second playthrough, I think, because I basically went I went unholy. I committed completely to an unholy playthrough and punishing everything to get all the achievements you would want to do a holy playthrough and absolve everybody. I didn't do that. So, you'd probably have to play it a second time to really complete the game. If you're interested in it, I have the full gameplay on my YouTube. I broke it apart by chapters, so those are available on the YouTube. And I am RealFishDoc on Twitch. I'll probably be on Twitch playing a game. Check me out. And make sure to like and subscribe. I will catch you guys next time with another review. Bye.